all the Infinity Stones like that.
Tell me his name again. We got one advantage. So that's what we use.
And that way, it might be really good.
Wow.
The end. Half of you. Perfect as all things should be. I hope they remember you.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
I am Spider-Man.
Went on.
Hello everyone, today I am going to review Avengers Infinity War 2018. This movie is one of the biggest superhero movies ever made. In this film, many Marvel heroes come together to stop a powerful villain named Thanos. The story starts when Thanos begins his mission to collect all 6 Infinity Stones. With these stones, he wants to gain unlimited power and change the universe according to his thinking. At the beginning of the movie, Thanos attacks a spaceship where Thor, Loki, and Hulk are present. Thanos is shown as a very dangerous and powerful villain right from the first few minutes. The movie creates a serious atmosphere and makes us feel that this threat is much bigger than anything the heroes have faced before. Meanwhile, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider Man get involved in the battle against Thanos and his army. At the same time, Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon are trying to protect Earth from the coming danger. One thing I really liked about this movie is how it handles so many characters together. Even though there are many heroes, most of them get important moments. The action scenes are exciting, the visual effects are amazing, and the movie keeps moving at a fast pace without feeling boring. The performance of Brolin as Thanos is especially impressive. Unlike many villains, Thanos has clear goals and reason behind his action. This makes him a very interesting character to watch throughout the movie. Overall, the first half of Avengers Infinity War is full of action, emotion, and suspense. It keeps the audience interested from start to finish and prepares us for a even bigger battle ahead. Now let's talk in more detail about the story and character of Avengers Infinity War. After collecting some of the Infinity Stones, Thanos becomes even more powerful. His main goal is collect all 6 stones because he believes that the universe has too many people and not enough resources. According to him, removing half of life is the only way to create balance. Even though his idea is cruel, the movie shows that he truly believes he is doing the right thing. One of the most interesting parts of the movie is the team up between Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider Man. Their different personalities create many enjoyable moments. Spider Man is excited but also nervous because he is fighting a threat much bigger than anything he has faced before. Doctor Strange stay calm and focused, while Iron Man tries to find a practical solution to stop Thanos. At the same time, Thor is going through a difficult period in his life. He has already lost many important people, but he refuses to give up. His journey is his journey in this movie is inspiring because it shows his determination and courage. Thor decides that he must become stronger if he wants any chance to defeating Thanos. Another emotional part of the movie involves Gamora, who has a complicated relationship with Thanos. Through their scene together, we learn more about Thanos and his past. These moments add emotional depth to the story and help the audience understand why certain event become so important later. The movie constantly switches between different locations and different groups of heroes. Normally, it could feel confusing, but the directors manage everything very well. Every storyline feels connected to the main mission of stopping Thanos. Because of this, the movie remains engaging from beginning to end. The visual effects are another major highlight, whether it is space battles, magical powers of Doctor Strange or the Strange of Thor. Every scene looks grand and cinematic. The scale of the movie feels hug, making it clear that the fate of the entire universe is at stake. As the story moves forward, the tension continues to grow because the heroes slowly realize that defeating Thanos will not be easy. Every victory comes with a challenge, and every battle feels important. This creates a strong scene of suspense and keeps the audience wondering what will happen next. As the movie continues, the heroes become divided into different groups, and each group has its own mission. This makes the story very interesting because many important events are happening at the same time. One major part of the movie takes place on the planet Titan. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, and some unexpected allies work together to prepare a plan against Thanos. What makes this scene exciting is that the heroes know that they are facing a enemy who is stronger than almost anyone they have ever fought before. Because of this, they cannot depend only on power, they must use teamwork, intelligence, and strategy. Spider Man bring a lot of energy to this scene. Even though he is one of the youngest heroes, he never stopped trying to help. His courage and positive attitude make him one of the most likable characters in the movie. At the same time, Iron Man feels a hug responsibility because he knows that the future of countless lives depend on the success of their mission. Doctor Strange also plays a very important role. Throughout the movie, he shows great wisdom and remains focused even during danger situations. Some of his scenes are visually stunning because they involve powerful magic and creative action sequence. These moments make Doctor Strange one of the standout character in the film. Meanwhile, Thor is one of a sprack journey that becomes one of the most memorable parts of the movie. After suffering many losses, he is more determined than ever to stop Thanos. Instead of giving up, he chooses to move forward and become stronger. His journey is filled with hope, bravery, and determination. The movie shows that true heroes continue fighting even when everything seems impossible. The relationship between Thor and Rocket and Groot also adds some humor to the story. Even during serious moments, these conversations provide light-hearted scene that help balance the emotion weight of the movie. This mix of action, emotion, and comedy is one of the reason why Infinity War feels so entertaining. Back on Earth, Captain America, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, and other heroes are preparing for a massive battle. They understand that if Thanos gain all the Infinity Stones, the entire universe could be in danger. Because of this, every character is willing to risk everything for the greater good. What I appreciate most about this part of the movie is the way it builds tension. The audience can feel that something hug is coming, every decision matters, every battle has consequence, and every character is pushed to their limits. The movie creates a feeling that no one is completely safe, which makes the story even more exciting. By this stage of the film, Avengers Infinity War has become much more than a simple superhero movie. It turns into an emotional journey where heroes must face difficult choices, personal sacrifices, and challenges that test their strength and character. This is what makes the movie so memorable and keeps viewer completely invested in the story. Now the movie reaches one of its most exciting and emotional section. By this point, Thanos has already become incredibly powerful, and the heroes are running out of time. Every minute feels important because one wrong move could change the fate of the entire universe. The battle on Titan becomes one of the biggest highlights of the movie. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, and their allies launch a planned attack against Thanos. What makes this sequence so enjoyable is that every hero contributes something unique. Instead of simply attacking, they work together and combine their abilities in creative ways. Spider-Man continues to impress with his quick thinking and bravery. Even though he is younger and less experienced than many of the other heroes, he never backs down from dangers. His determination to protect innocent people show why he is such an important member of the team. Iron Man also shines during these scenes. Throughout the Marvel story, Tony Stark has always carried a load of responsibility, and Infinity War shows that side of his character more than ever. He understands that the seriousness of the situation and is willing to risk everything to stop Thanos. His leadership and courage track many moments in the movie feel powerful and inspiring. Doctor Strange remains calm even when things becomes extremely dangerous. His knowledge and wisdom help guide the team during critical situations. The movie presents him as someone who can see possibilities that other cannot, which adds an interesting layer to the story. At the same time, another hug battle is taking place in Wakanda. King T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, joins forces with Captain America, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, Falcon, and many other heroes. Their goal is to protect Vision and prevent Thanos from obtaining another Infinity Stone. The Wakanda battle is filled with spectacular action. Thousands of enemy soldiers attack the kingdom, create a massive war across the battle. The heroes must fight with everything they have to hold the line. The movie does a excellent job of showing the teamwork between different characters. Even heroes who have never forget together before learn to trust one another during these intense moments. Thor eventually arrives during this battle, creating one of the most exciting scenes in the entire movie. After everything he has endured, his return feels heroic and unforgettable. The audience can immediately feel a surge of excitement as he enters the battlefield with new power and confidence. It is a moment that perfectly captures the spirit of a true hero. What makes this scene so effective is the balance between action and emotion. The movie never forgets that these characters are more than superheroes. They are friends, teammates, and people who care deeply about protecting others. Because of this, every victory feels meaningful and very setback feels painful. As the battles continue, the pressure keeps increasing. The heroes begin to realize that defeating Thanos may require greater sacrifices than they expected. The atmosphere becomes more serious, the tension grows stronger, and the audience remains completely invested every moment. By the stage, Avengers Infinity War proves why it is considered one of the Marvel most ambitious films. It successfully combines dozens of characters, multiple storyline, action sequence, emotional moments, and powerful themes into one unforgettable cinematic experience. As the movie moves toward its final act, the situation becomes more dangerous than ever before. The heroes are fighting with all their strength, but Thanos continues moving closer to his goal. Every battle, every sacrifice, and every difficult decision leads to this cruel moment. In Wakanda, Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow, Falcon, Bruce Banner, and many other heroes are completely exhausted from the non-stop fighting. Even though they are tired and injured, they refuse to stop because they know the future of billions of lives depends on them. This determination is one of the strongest themes of the movie. The heroes continue fighting not because they are granted to win, but because they believe it is the right thing to do. Vision becomes the center of attention because the Mind Stone is still in his possession. His friends try everything possible to protect him while also searching for a way to destroy the stone before Thanos can take it. This these scenes create a lot of emotional tension because the characters are forced to make painful choices. They are about vision, but they also understand the importance of stopping Thanos. Meanwhile, on Triton, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, the Spider-Man, and their allies continue their desperate struggle. They throw everything they have at Thanos. The battle is intense because it feels like a clash between hope and inevitability. Every hero gives their maximum effort, showing courage even when the odds seem impossible. One thing I really admire about Infinity War is how it develops Thanos. Unlike many movie villains, he is not simply trying to gain power for personal pleasure. The movie spends time showing his beliefs, his motivations, and the reason behind his actions. This does not make him right, but it makes him a more complex and memorable character. Because of this, every scene involving feels important. The emotional relationship between Gamora and Thanos is also explored further throughout the story. Their connection adds depth to the movie and helps explain creative choices made by both characters. These moments remind the audience that Infinity War is not only about action and special effects, it is also about relationship, emotions, and personal struggles. As the final confrontation approaches, the movie creates an atmosphere of uncertainty. Normally, in superhero films, audiences expect the heroes to find a way to save the day. However, Infinity War constantly makes viewers question what might happen next. This unpredictability keeps the audience completely engaged and makes every scene feel significant. The music also deserves praise during the biggest moments. The soundtrack becomes powerful and emotional. It increases the impact of important scene and helps create a feeling of grandeur combined with the stunning visual effect. The music makes the final battles even feel even more epic. Another strength of the movie is its scale. The story moves between planets, cities, battlefields, and distant parts of the universe, yet everything feels connected. The directors manage a enormous number of characters without losing focus. This is difficult achievement because so many heroes have their own stories, personalities, and goals. As the climax gets closer, the audience can feel that story is about to be made. The heroes are giving everything they have, friendship are tested, sacrifices are made, and impossible choices must be faced. The tension continues rising with every passing minute, creating one of the most gripping finals in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At this point in the movie, viewers are completely invested in the outcome. Everyone is waiting to see whether the combined strength of Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, Black Panther, and the other heroes will finally be enough to stop Thanos or whatever the universe is about to face its darkest moment. Now the movie reaches its unforgettable climax where every storyline comes together. After spending the entire film collecting the Infinity Stones, Thanos is finally very close to achieving his goal. The heroes know that this is their last chance. If they fail now, the consequence could affect the entire universe. In Wakanda, the battle becomes more intense than ever. The battlefield is filled with chaos, explosions, and non-stop action. Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow, Falcon, okay, and many other continue fighting despite being exhausted. They know they cannot afford to give up. This every second they can deadly. Thanos gives them a small chance of success. At the center of this struggle is Vision. His friends are desperately trying to protect him while dealing with an impossible situation. These scenes are emotional because they force the characters to choose between personal feeling and the feelings. Now the movie reaches its unforgettable climax. All the storylines that have been built throughout the film finally come together, and every character is pushed to their absolute limit. In Wakanda, the battle becomes more chaotic than ever. Enemy forces continue attacking from every direction, and the heroes are struggling to hold their ground. Captain America keeps fighting despite being exhausted. Black Panther leads his people with bravery and determination. Black Widow, Falcon, and many others continue risking their lives to protect Vision. At the center of the at the center of all this is Vision and the Mind Stone. everyone understands that if Thanos gets this final stone, the consequence could be unimaginable. Because of this, the heroes face one of the most difficult decisions of their lives. The movie handles these emotional moments very well, showing the showing that being a hero often means making painful sacrifices. Meanwhile, on Triton, the battle against Thanos reaches a critical stage. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, and their allies have already gained everything they have. They know that failure is not an option, yet they are facing an enemy whose power keeps growing with every infinity stone he collects. One of the reasons that this scene are so effective is the emotional investment the audience has in the characters. By this point, viewers have spent years watching these heroes growing. We have seen their victories, failures, friendships, and struggles. Because of that history, every moment feels meaningful and every danger feels real. Iron Man delivers some of his strongest moments in the entire movie. His determination to protect the universe is clear in every scene. Even when facing overwhelming odds, he refuses to surrender. The perfectly represents Tony Stark's journey from the beginning to the Marvel story until now. Doctor Strange also becomes increasingly important throughout the movie. He has been thinking about possibilities and outcomes that other cannot see. His decisions during the climax may seem surprising, but they show his wisdom and understanding of the larger picture. Back in Wakanda, Thor proves why he is one of the most powerful Avengers. After everything he has suffered, he arrives with incredible confidence and strength. His presence changes the energy of the battlefield immediately. The heroes gain new hope and the audience feels the perhaps victory is finally within reach. The visual effects during this sequence are spectacular. Massive battles, powerful weapons, magical abilities, and cosmic energy fill the screen. Yet, despite all the action, the movie never loses its emotional core. The focus remains on the characters and the difficult choices they must make. As the climax continues, the tension becomes almost unbearable. Every second matters, every decision has enormous consequence. The audience watches anxiously, wondering whether the heroes can somehow stop Thanos before it is too late. What makes Infinity War different from many superhero movies is that it constantly challenges expectations. The story refuses to follow a easy path. Instead, it creates genius uncertainty, making viewers question how everything will end. The final moments of the movie are among the most shocking and emotional in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The atmosphere becomes quiet and heartbreaking as the consequence of the battle being to unfold. Characters who have fought side by side for years are forced to face the results of their failure. These scenes leave a powerful impact because they remind us that actions have consequences and that even the greatest heroes cannot always control the outcome. The movie ends on a dramatic note, leaving audience speechless, and eager to see what happens next. By the by the time the credits being rolled, Avenger Infinity War feels less like a single superhero film and more like a massive event. It combines action, emotion, suspense, character development, and unforgettable moments into one extraordinary cinematic experience that remains one of Marvel's most memorable achievements. Even after the movie ends, Avenger Infinity War 2018 leaves a strong impression on the audience. One of the biggest reasons of this is the emotional weight carried by the story. Throughout the film, the heroes are not simply fighting to save themselves, they are fighting to protect families, friends, and countless innocent lives across the universe. A major strength of the movie is how it balances so many difficult characters. Normally, a film with this many heroes could feel crowded, but Infinity War managed to give important moments to almost everyone. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Doctor Strange, Spider Man, Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and many other all contribute to the story in meaningful ways. The character development is especially impressive. Thor experiences one of the most emotional journey in the movie after losing many important people in his life. He could have chosen to give up. Instead, he decides to keep moving forward. His story becomes a symbol of courage, resilience, and hope. Every challenge makes him stronger, and this growth makes his scenes some of the most memorable in the entire film. Iron Man also has an important arc. Since the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Tony Stark has cried the burden of protecting Earth. In Infinity War, that responsibility becomes greater than ever before. He understands the danger posed by Thanos long before many others do. Because of this, every decision he makes feel important. This determination and willingness to sacrifice everything for others make him one of the emotional centers of the movie. Spider-Man brings a different kind of energy to the story. He is younger than almost of the other heroes and often reacts with excitement and amazement during dangerous situations. However, beneath that youthist personality is a brave hero who never stops helping people. His loyalty, optimism, and courage make him one of the most lovable characters in the film. Doctor Strange is another standout character. His calm personality and deep understanding of powerful forces make him a key part of the story. Throughout the movie, he remains focused even during impossible situations. His actions show that sometimes wisdom can be just as important as physical strength. The movie also deserves praise for its world-building. Viewers travel across different planets, cities, and civilizations, from the advanced technology of Wakanda to the mystery location connected to the Infinity Stones. Every palace feels unique and fascinating. These settings help make the universe feel larger and more alive than even before. Another impressive element is the pacing. Despite being a long movie with many characters and storylines, it rarely feels slow. There is always something important happening. One moment might focus on emotional conversation, while the next delivers intense action. This balance keeps viewers engaged from beginning to end. The soundtrack also plays a major role in creating emotion. During quiet scenes, the music helps express sadness, hope, or tension. During battles, it becomes powerful and dramatic, making the action feel even more epic. The combination of music and visuals creates many unforgettable moments throughout the film. Perhaps the most remarkable achievement of Infinity War is its ability to make the audience care about every outcome. Whether the story is focusing on Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider Man, or any other hero, viewers become emotionally invested in the journey. This connection makes every victory exciting and every setback heartbreaking. By the end of the movie, Infinity War proves that superhero films can be much more than simple action movies. It explores themes such as sacrifice, responsibility, hope, friendship, and perseverance. These themes give the story depth and help it connect with audience around the world. For me, Avengers Infinity War is not just a superhero movie, it's a cinematic event that brings together years of storytelling into one massive adventure. Its action, emotions, characters, visual effects, and unforgettable moments make it one of the most ambitious and memorable films ever made in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now let me talk about the action scene and visual experience of Avengers Infinity War 2018, because this is one of the areas where the movie truly shines. From the very first scene, the movie creates a feeling that something is about to happen. Unlike many superhero films that take time to build moment, Infinity War starts with a serious and intense atmosphere. The audience immediately understands that Thanos is a threat unlike anything the heroes have faced before. One of the best things about the action sequence is their variety. Every battle feels different because each hero has unique abilities. When Iron Man fights, we see advanced technology and creative weapons. When Doctor Strange enters a battle, the screen fills with magical effects and mind bending visuals. When Thor fights, the action becomes powerful and explosive. Because of these differences, the movie never feels repetitive. The battle scenes are also very well choreographed in test of heroes fighting separately. They often work together as a team. Watching characters combine their powers create many exciting moments. These team up sequence remind viewers why the Avengers become so powerful in the first place. The fight on Titan is perfect example. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and their allies must use intelligence as well as strength. Since Thanos is so powerful, they cannot simply attack him directly. They need strategy, teamwork, and perfect timing. This makes the battle feel smart as well as exciting. Spider-Man gets several memorable moments during these scenes, even though he is surrounded by older and more experienced heroes. He never loses his enthusiasm. His jokes and quick thinking bring energy to the story while still showing his bravery during danger situation. Another highlight is the Wakanda battle. This sequence feels like a massive war movie. Thousands of warriors clash on a hug battlefield while heroes fight side by side. Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow, Falcon, Bruce Banner, and many other all have important moments. The scale of the battle is enormous, making it one of the most impressive action sequences in Marvel history. Thor's arrival in Wakanda is often considered one of the most iconic moments in the entire movie. After this long journey, He enters the battlefield with incredible power and confidence. The reaction from both the heroes and the audience make this scene unforgettable. It is one of those moments that instantly creates excitement and hope. The visual effects throughout the movie are outstanding. Create a character like Thanos is extremely difficult because he appears on screen for a large portion of the film. However, the effects are so realistic that audience quickly accept him as a living character rather than a computer computer generated. His facial expressions, emotions, and movements feel natural and believable. The different locations shown in the movie are also visually stunning, whether it is outer space, Titan, Wakanda, or other mysterious palace. Every environment looks detailed and unique. These locations help make the Marvel Universe feel vast and alive. Another reason the action works so well is the emotion contact behind it. The battles are not just random fights. Every punch, decision, and sacrifice has meaning. The audience understands what the heroes are fighting for, which makes the action more much impactful. By the end of Infinity War, viewers are left amazed by the scale, creative, and intensity of the action. The movie successfully combines superhero powers, emotional storytelling, and spectacular visuals into a experience that feels larger than life. Even years after it released, many of its action scenes remain among the most talk about moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, let me talk about one of the most important aspects of Avengers Infinity War, and that is Thanos. Usually in superhero movies, the main focus is on heroes, but Infinity War is different. In many ways, this movie feels just as much about Thanos as it does about the Avengers. From the beginning of the film, Thanos is present as a powerful and unstoppable force. However, what makes him truly interesting is that he is not shown as a villain who wants power simply for personal gain. Instead, he believes he is saving the universe. According to him, there are too many people and not enough resources. They thinks that reducing half of our life will create balance and prevent future suffering. Of course, the heroes completely disagree with this idea because it involves the loss of countless innocent lives. This conflict makes the story more complaining because both sides are fighting for what they believe is right. The audience may understand Thanos' reasoning, but they also see the terrible consequence of the plan. The movie spends a lot of time exploring the personality of Thanos. We see that he is patient, intelligent, and extremely focused on his mission. Unlike many villains who becomes angry or reckless, Thanos usually remains calm. This confidence makes him even more dangerous because he always seems to be thinking several steps ahead of everyone else. One of the strongest parts of the movie is the relationship between Thanos and Gamora. Through their conversation, the audience learns more about their history together. These scenes reveal a side of Thanos that viewers have never seen before. They show that despite all his currently, He has emotional connections and personal feeling. This complicity makes him one of the most memorable villains in modern cinema. At the same time, Gamora becomes one of the emotional heart of the story. He understands Thanos better than almost anyone else and know how dangerous he truly is. Her fear of what he might accomplish creates many emotional moments throughout the film. Another reason Infinity War works so well is because the hero are constantly reacting to the threat of Thanos. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Thor, Captain America, and other all approach the situation differently. Some really on strategy, some on strength, and some on hope. Yet all of them share the same goal: stopping Thanos before it is too late. The movie also explores the idea of sacrifice. Almost every major character is forced to give up something important. Some sacrifice their safety, others sacrifice their happiness, and some are forced to make painful decisions for the greater good. This theme appears throughout the entire film and gives the story emotional depth. What I find especially impressive is how the movie managed to balance large scale action with personal stories. On one hand, we have giant battles involving hundreds of warriors. On the other hand, we have quiet conversation between characters dealing with fear, loss, and responsibility. This balance helps the audience connect emotionally with the story. The cinematography also deserves praise. Many scenes are beautiful shot and create a scene of grandeur. Whether it is the colorful landscape of Line Words or the intense battle in Wakanda, every location feels cinematic and memorable. Another strength of Infinity War is its unpredictability. Most superhero movies follow a familiar pattern where the heroes eventually find a way to win. Infinity War constantly challenges those expectations through the film. Viewers are never completely sure what will happen next. The uncertainty creates suspense and keeps audience fully engaged. By this stage of the movie, the audience realizes that Infinity War is not simply building toward a final battle. It is telling a large story about power, responsibility, sacrifice, and the consequence of the choice. These themes make the film feel more mature and meaningful than a typical action movie. As the story moves closer to its ending, every character is pushed through their limits. The heroes are fighting harder than ever before. Thanos is closer than ever to success, and the fate of the universe hangs, hangs in the balance. The tension continues to rise, making every scene feel important and unforgettable. Now, let me talk about the emotional impact of Avengers Infinity War because this is one of the biggest reasons why the movie became such a hug success around the world. Many superhero films have exciting action, but Infinity War combines action with strong emotions, making the audience deeply connected to the story. Throughout the movie, almost every major character faces difficult challenges. Iron Man carries the responsibility of protecting not just Earth but the entire universe. Ever since, ever since the events of earlier Marvel movies, he has been worried about powerful threats coming from space. In Infinity War, those fears become reality. This makes his journey feel personal and emotional because viewers know that how much pressure he has been crying for years. Captain America also remains one of the most inspiring characters in the film, even though he no longer has the same position he once had. He never stops helping people. His leadership, courage, and willingness to fight for others make him a symbol of hope. Whenever Captain America appears on a screen, the audience feels a scene of confidence because he always stands for what he writes. Thor perhaps experiences the greatest amount of pain in an entire movie because Infinity War beings he has already suffered many personal losses. Despite this, he refuses to surrender to sadness. Instead, he turns this pain into motivation. His determination to stop Thanos becomes one of the most powerful storylines in the film. Watching Thor continue fighting despite everything he has lost makes his journey incredible inspiring. The friendship between different heroes is another important part of the movie. Even though many of them come from different backgrounds and have different personalities, they learn to work together when the universe is in danger. These relationships create many memorable moments. Some scenes are funny, some are emotional, and some are inspiring, but together they make the characters feel like a family. Spider Man adds a unique emotional layer to the story. Unlike older heroes such as Iron Man or Captain America, Peter Parker is still young. He is excited to be part of these adventures, but he is also learning how dangerous being a hero can be. His innocence and enthusiasm make audience care about him even more. Doctor Strange provides a different perspective. He often thinks about the bigger picture rather than focusing only on the present moment. His calm attitude during stressful situations help balance the emotions of the character. This makes him a special part of the team. The movie also explores the idea that sometimes there are no easy solutions. Many of the heroes face impossible choices. They must decide between protecting someone they care about and saving countless others. These moral dilemmas make the story more realistic and emotional powerful. The audience understands that every choice comes with consequence. One thing I admire about Infinity War is how it respects the intelligence of the audience. The movie does not simply present heroes and villains in a straightforward way. Instead, it explores completely questions about sacrifice, responsibility, and the cost of doing what one believes is right. This gives the film a deeper meaning beyond its action scene. The emotional atmosphere becomes even stronger because of the excellent performance from the cast. Every actor brings sincerity to their role. Every whether it is the determination or Iron Man, the bravery of Captain America, the pain of Thor, or the wisdom of the Doctor's strength, each performance helps make the story feel genius. Another Another remarkable aspect of the movie is how it rewards long-time Marvel fans. Many of these characters have been part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for years. Audience have followed their journeys through multiple movies, watched their friendship grow, and seen them overcome challenges. Because of this history, the most emotional moment in Infinity War feels much stronger. Viewers are not just watching superheroes, they are watching characters they have cared about for a long time. As the story approaches its conclusions, the emotional tension becomes almost overwhelming. Every scene feels important because the audience understands what is at stake. The heroes know that failure could mean disaster, and viewer can feel that pressure in every conversation and every battle. The emotional depth is what sparks Infinity War. Many other blockbuster films, it is not only about spectacular action and visual effects, it is also about hope, friendship, sacrifice, courage, and the strength to keep fighting even when victory seems impossible. These themes make the movie unforgettable and ensure that its impact remains long after the credits have finished rolling. Now let me talk about why Avengers Infinity War is considered such an important movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This film was not created a standalone adventure. Instead, it was the result of many years of storytelling, characters development, and world building. Because of this, Infinity War feels like the moment where everything finally comes together. When audience first meet Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and the other heroes, nobody knew how larger the Marvel universe would become. Over all the years, these characters went through victories, failures, friendships, and personal struggles. Infinity War brings all of those experiences together and show how much the heroes have changed. One of the most impressive achievement of the movie is its ability to manage such a high cast. There are dozens of important characters, yet most of them have meaningful roles. The writers carefully divided the heroes into different groups, allowing each storyline to contribute to the overall plot. This structure keeps the movie organized while still feeling massive in scale. The chemistry between characters is another major strength. Some heroes who have never met before are suddenly forced to work together. For example, the interactions between Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider Man create both humors as serious moments. Their different personalities often clash, but they ultimately learns to cooperate because the situation is too important for personal disagreements. Thor storyline remains one of the most powerful parts of the movie. His journey is not only about gaining strength, it is also about overcoming grief and loss. He has experienced more pain than almost any other character, yet he continues moving forward. This resilience makes him one of the most inspiring heroes in the Marvel Universe. Meanwhile, Captain America demonstrates the qualities that have always made him special. He does not have the advanced technology of Iron Man or the godlike powers for Thor, but he possesses unwavering courage and leadership. Even during the darkest moments, he never abandoned his principles. This consistency is one of the most reason audience admire him so much. The movie also highlights the importance of teamwork. No single hero is strong enough to stop Thanos alone. Every character contributes something valuable, whether it is strength, intelligence, strategy, or emotional support. This theme reinforces the idea that great challenges are often overcome through cooperation rather than individual power. Another aspect worth discussing is the visual storytelling. The directors use different locations to create unique moods throughout the movie. Wakanda feels advanced and vibrant. Triton feels mysterious and abundant. Outer space feels vast and unpredictable. These environments help keep the movie visually interesting and add depth to the overall experience. The action sequences are carefully designed to reflect the personalities of the characters involved. Doctor Strange battles are filled with magical visuals and creative ideas. Spider-Man's fights rely on agility and quick thinking. Thor's scene focus on raw power and determination. Because each hero fights differently, every action scene feels fresh and exciting. The soundtrack deserves special recognition as well. Plays a crucial role in building emotional and suspense. During quiet scene, the soundtrack enhance feeling of sadness, hope, and reflection. During action scene, it increases excitement and makes the battle feel even more epic. The music works perfectly with the visuals to create memorable cinematic moments. Infinity War also succeeds because it treats its audience with respect. The movie assumes viewers can handle complicated, emotional, and difficult themes instead of offering simple answers. It explores questions about power, responsibility, sacrifice, and morality. These themes give the story a level of depth. This is uncommon in many action movies. As the narrative progresses, viewers become increasingly invested in the fate of the characters. Every decision matters, every battle has consequence, and every sacrifice carries emotional weight. This investment keeps audience engaged from beginning to end and makes the climax even more powerful. What truly makes Infinity War remember is its sense of scale and ambition. The film attempts something that had never been done before on such a large level. It combines years of storytelling, dozens of characters, multiple locations, and complex theme into one cohesive experience. The fact that it succeeds so well is a testament to the skill of everyone involved in creating the movie. By the end, Infinity War feels less like a regular superhero film and more like the culmination of an entire era of storytelling. It rewards long time span, includes unforgettable moments, and leaves viewers eager to see what happens next. That is why years after it releases, it remains one of the most discussed and celebrated movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now let me talk about the ending of Avengers Infinity War 2018 and why it became one of the most talked about ending in the story. For many years, audiences were used to seeing superheroes overcome every challenges and save the day before the credits rolled. Infinity War completely changes those expectations and delivers a ending that shocked millions of viewers around the world. As the final moments approach, every hero is doing everything possible to stop Thanos. Iron Man has pushed himself beyond his limits. Thor has gone through a incredible journey to gain the power needed to face the Mad Titan. Captain America, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Vision, and many others have sacrificed so much during the battle. What makes this scene so powerful is the feeling of desperation. The heroes know that they are running out of time. Every second matters, every decision could determine the fate of the universe. The audience can feel the pressure and tension increasing with every passing moment. Throughout the movie, the Infinity Stone have been shown as objects of imagination power. One by one, Thanos collects them and becomes stronger. By the end of the story, it feels as though he has become nearly unstoppable. This creates a scene of fear because the audience begins to wonder whether the heroes can actually win. One of the most impressive aspects of the ending is how emotional it feels. The movie does not rely only on action and visual effects. Instead, it focuses on the characters and their reaction to what is happening around them. We see fear, hope, sadness, determination, and courage all at the same time. The relationship between Iron Man and Spider Man becomes especially important during the final section of the film. Over time, Tony Stark has started to care about Peter Parker almost like a mentor cares for a student because audience have watched their relationship develop through multiple movies. Their scene together carry significant emotional weight. Thor storyline also reaches a dramatic point after suffering so many personal losses. He believes he finally has the opportunity to stop Thanos and save everyone. The audience shares his hope because they have followed his difficult journey throughout the film. This makes the outcome even more impactful. Another reason the ending works so well is because it feels unpredictable. Most viewers entered the theater expecting a traditional superhero victory. Instead, the movie takes risks and challenges the audience assumption. This blood storytelling decision helped Infinity War stand out from many other blockbuster films. The performances from the actors are outstanding. During this scene, every emotion feels genius, whether it is the determination of Captain America, the sadness of Iron Man, the pain of Thor, or the calm focus of Doctor Strange. Each actor helps make the ending unforgettable. The music also plays a crucial role. Instead of relying on loud action themes, the soundtrack often becomes quiet and emotional. This allows the audience to fully absorb the weight of what is happening. The combination of music, acting, and visual storytelling creates scene that remain memorable long after the movie ends. When the credit finally begins, viewers are left with countless questions. What will help next? Can the heroes recover from the situation? Is there still hope for the future? These questions kept audience discussing the movie for month after it released. In my opinion, the ending of Avengers Infinity War is one of the film's greatest strength. It is brave, emotional, surprising, and unforgettable. Rather than providing easy answer, it leaves viewer thinking about the story and engagedly waiting for the next chapter. This ending transformed Infinity War from a great superhero movie into a true cinematic event. It provides that Marvel was willing to take risks, challenges expectations, and tell a story that would stay in the mind of audiences for years. That is why the film remains one of the most iconic, ambitious, and influential movies ever released in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, let me talk about the legacy of Avengers Infinity War and why this movie remains special even years after its release. Very few movies manage to create the kind of excitement, emotion, and discussion that Infinity War generated. It was not just a film; it became a global event that brought together millions of fans from different countries. One of the biggest reasons for its success was the anticipation built over many years. Marvel had spent nearly a decade introducing heroes, developing storylines, and hinting at the arrival of Thanos. Every movie added another piece of the large puzzle. When Infinity War finally arrived, audiences felt as if they were watching the playoff of years of storytelling. The film also demonstrated how powerful long-term storytelling can be. Characters such as Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and another had been growing and changing for many years because viewers had spent so much time with these heroes. Every emotional moment carried extra signification. Iron Man, for example, had evolved from a self centered genius into a hero willing to risk everything for others. Captain America remained a symbol of honor, courage, and integrity. Thor transformed from a proud warrior into a mature leader who learned from pain and loss. Watching these characters continue their journeys in Infinity War three give the movie tremendous emotional power. The movie also showed the audiences appreciate stories with real stakes. Throughout Infinity War, viewers feel that the heroes are facing genius danger. The film never allows the audience to become completely comfortable. This scene of uncertainty keeps the story exciting and prevent it from feeling predictable. Another remarkable achievement is the way the movie balances spectacle and emotional. Many blockbuster films focus heavily on visual effects but forget about characters development. Infinity War succeeds because it gives equal importance to both. The action scene are breathing, but they always serve the story and the characters. The friendship between different heroes is another reason why the movie resonates with audiences. Watching characters from different franchises interact creates many memorable moments. Seeing Spider-Man working alongside Iron Man or Thor meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy feels exciting because this combination had never been seen before. Speaking of the Guardians, character like Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot bring a different energy to the movie. Their humor helps balance the serious tone, making the film feel more dynamic. This mixture of comedy action. The emotion is of Marvel greatest strength. The movie technical achievements are equally impressive. The visual effects used to create Thanos were groundbreaking. His facial expression and movements feel realistic, allowing audience to connect with him as a character rather than simply seeing him as a computer generated villain. The cinematography deserves praise as well. Every location has its own unique identity. Wakanda feels alive and technologically advanced. Titan feels mysterious and abundant. Space feels vast and unpredictable. This environment helps make the Marvel universe feel enormous and immersive. The soundtrack also contributes greatly to the movie success. Music helps create suspense, excitement, sadness, and hope. During action scene, it increases intensity. During emotional moment, it allows the audience to connect more deeply with the character. A great soundtrack does not just accompany a movie; it enhances the entire experiences. And Infinity War achieves the perfectly. Another reason Infinity War remains important, it is influence one future superhero films. It demonstrates that audience were willing to follow a long interconnected story across multiple movies. It also showed that superhero film could explore complex themes such as sacrifice, responsibility, and morality. Perhaps the greatest compliment that can be given to Infinity War is that it made audiences care deeply about its characters. People die not just watch the movie, they become emotionally invested in the heroes and their struggles. They celebrated victories, feared losses, and excused every major scene long after leaving the theater. Even today, many fans consider Infinity War one of the greatest achievements in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It combines powerful storytelling, memorable characters, stunning visuals, emotional depth, and epic action into a single unforgettable experience. For me, Avengers Infinity War is a movie that proves how far superhero storytelling has evolved. It is exciting, emotional, ambitious, and unforgettable. Whether someone was it for the action, the characters, the visuals, effects, or the emotional journey, there is something in the film that leave a lasting impression. That is why Infinity War continues to be celebrated as one of the most important and iconic superhero movies ever made. Now, let me share my overall thoughts and detailed review of Avengers Infinity War. After watching this movie, it becomes clear why so many fans consider it one of the greatest Marvel films ever made. It successfully brings together years of storytelling, dozen of heroes, and a incredibly ambitious plot while still keeping the audience emotionally connected to the characters. The first thing that stand out is the scale of the movie. From the opinion scene of the final moments, Infinity War feels like the story moves across different planets, civilizations, and battlefield, showing just how large the Marvel universe has become. Yet, despite this massive scope, the film never loses sight of the individual characters and their personal journeys. One of the strongest elements of the movie is its writing. The screenplay does an excellent job of balancing action, humor, emotion, and suspense. With so many heroes appearing in the same film, it would have been easy for some characters to feel unimportant. Instead, most of them receive meaningful moments that contribute to the overall story. Iron Man continues to be one of the most compelling characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His intelligence, leadership, and determination make him as essential part of the story throughout the film. Tony Stark carries a heavy burden because he understands the danger posed by Thanos better than most people. His journey is both exciting and emotional. Captain America represents another important aspect of the movie. Even though he appears less frequently than some other heroes, every scene involving him feels significant. His courage, integrity, and communication to doing what is right continue to inspire both the characters around him and the audience watching the film. Thor arguably has one of the best storyline in Infinity War. His journey combines action, emotion, loss, and hope. After suffering so many tragedies, he still refused to give up. Watching him overcome his pain and continue fighting for others is one of the most inspiring parts of the movie. Spider-Man brings youthful energy and optimism through the story. His excitement about being part of this larger adventure reminds viewers why he is such a beloved character. At the same time, the movie also shows his bravery and willingness to risk everything to help others. Doc- Doctor Strange adds intelligence, wisdom, and mystery to the film. His unique abilities create some of the most visually impressive scenes in the movie. More importantly, his decisions play a crucial role in shaping the overall narrative. Of course, no discussion of Infinity War would be complete without mentioning Thanos. He is one of the most memorable villains in superhero movies history because he feels like a character rather than a simple objectual for the heroes to defeat. The movie spends time exploring the motivations, belief, and personal relationship. This makes him more complex and interesting than many other villains. The action scene deserve special praise, whether it is battle on Titan, the war in Wakanda, or the warriors' confrontation throughout the film. Every action sequence is exciting and well adjusted. The direction understand how to create spectacle without losing emotion impact. Visually, the movie is stunning. The special effect, environment, costumes, and character design all look fantastic. The visual presentation helps make the Marvel universe feel alive and believable. Creating a movie of this scale requires incredible technical skill, and Infinity War succeeds impressively. The pacing is another strength. Despite its long runtime, the movie rarely feels slow. There is always something important happening, whether it is a character interaction, an emotional moment, or a major battle. This keeps the audience engaged from beginning to end. Emotionally the film is powerful because it explores themes such as sacrifice, responsibility, friendship, hope, and perseverance. These themes give the story depth and make it more than just a action movie. Viewers become invested in the character because these struggles feel meaningful. What I appreciated most about Infinity War is its willingness to take risk instead of following a predictable formula. The movie challenges audience expectations and tell a story that feels blood and different. This courage in storytelling is one of the reasons the film remains so memorable. Overall, Avengers Infinity War is an extraordinary achievement in filmmaking. It combines strong characters, emotional storytelling, spectacular action, breathtaking visuals, and a memorable villain into one unforgettable experience. It is a movie that rewards long-time Marvel fans while also delivering a exciting adventure for casual viewers. For me, Infinity War is not just one of the best Marvel movies. It is one of the most ambitious and successful blockbuster film ever made. Every time I watch it, I discover new details, appreciate the character more, and admire the incredible effort that went into creating such an epic cinematic journey. Now, let me talk about some of the smaller detail and hidden strength of the Avenger Infinity War that make the movie even better than you watch it again. Many people focus on the action scene and the ending, but there are many other reasons why this film feels special. One of the biggest strengths of Infinity War is how every character has a purpose. In many large ensemble movies, some characters are include only because fans expect to see them. However, in Infinity War, almost every hero contributes something important to the story, whether it is Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Vision, or the Guardians of the Galaxy. Each character helps move the plot forward. Another impressive detail is the way the movie handles different tones. Some scenes are serious and emotional, while others are funny and light-hearted. For example, when Thor meets Rocket and Groot, there are several humorous moments that make the audience smile. These scenes help balance the darker parts of the story and prevent the movie from becoming too heavy. The dialogue is very effective. Characters speak in way that match their personality. Tony Stark remains scaratic and clever. Steve Rogers continues to be honest and inspiring. Peter Parker is energetic and enthusiastic because every character has a unique voice. Their conversation feel natural and entertaining. The movie also rewards viewers who pay attention to small detail. There are references to previous Marvel movies, character relationships, and past events. Fans who have followed the Marvel Cinematic Universe for years often notice these connections, which makes the experience even more enjoyable. Another hidden strength is the emotional growth of the characters. Thor, for example, being the movie after experiencing tremendous loss, yet he never allowed grief to complete control him. Instead, channels his pain into determination. His growth makes this storyline inspiring and relatable. Similarly, Iron Man continues evolving as a leader. Earlier in his life, Tony Stark often act- independently and relied mostly on his own abilities. In Infinity War, however, he understands the importance of teamwork and cooperation. His development reflects how much he has matured over the year. Doctor Strange is another character who benefits from from strong writing. His calm attitude and strategic think make him one of the most important figure in the story. He often see situations differently from other heroes, which creates interesting conflict and decisions. The movie visuals design is filled with creativity. Every location feels unique. Wakanda looks advanced and vibrant. Titan appears empathy and mysterious. The spaceship environments feel futuristic, while the magical locations connected to Doctor Strange have a completely different atmosphere. This variety keeps the movie visually fresh from beginning to end. The action scene also becomes more impressive when viewed closely. Every hero fights in a way that reflects their personality and abilities. Spider Man relies on speed and agility. Captain America uses skill and determination. Thor fights with overwhelming power. This difference helps each battle feel unique. Another important aspect is the emotional realism of the story. Even though the movie involves superheroes, aliens, and magical objects, the character react to situations in believable way. They feel fear, sadness, hope, frustration, and determination just like real people. This emotional authenticity helps audience connect with them. The relationship between mentors and younger heroes is also explored through the movie. Iron Man and Spider-Man share several meaningful moments the highlight their growing bond. These scenes add emotional depth and make the story more personal. One thing I admire genuinely is the confidence of the filmmakers. Creating a movie with so many characters, locations, and storylines is extremely difficult. Yet the directors manage to keep everything organized and engaging. This level of coordination is one of the reasons Infinity War feels like such a remarkable achievement. Even after multiple viewing, the movie continues to reveal new detail, small characters, interactions, visual clues, and background moments become easier to appreciate. This replay value is a sign of strong filmmaking because it encourages audience to revisit the story again and again. For this reason, Avengers Infinity War remains one of the most celebrated film in Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is not only a thrilling action adventure but also a crafted story filled with memorable characters, emotional moments, and impressive attention to detail. Every time I watch it, I find something new to appreciate, which is why the movie continues to feel fresh and exciting years after its release. Now, let me talk about the character in Avengers Infinity War in more detail because one of the biggest reasons the movie works so well is the strength of the characters. Even with a hug cost, almost every important hero gets a chance to shine and leave an impression on the audience. First, let's shall talk about Iron Man, Tony Stark. has always been one of the most important characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Infinity War, we see a more mature version of him. He is still intelligent, confident, and sometimes sacrificed, scary, but he is also carrying a lot of responsibility. He understands how dangerous Thanos is and realizes that the future of the universe may depend on the decision he makes. The pressure makes his journey one of the most emotional in the movie. Captain America is another standout character. Even though he appears later in the film, his presence immediately changes the atmosphere. Steve Rogers represents hope, courage, and leadership. Whenever people are in danger, he steps forward without hesitation. His willingness to protect others, even at great personal risk, is what makes him such an inspiring hero. Thor arguably experienced the most dramatic character arc in the film. At the beginning of Infinity War, he has already lost many important people in his life. Despite this pain, he refused to surrender. Instead, he continues fighting and searching for a way to stop Thanos. His determination and resilience make him one of the strongest emotional pillars of the story. Doctor Strange bring intelligence, wisdom, and mystery to the movie. Unlike many heroes who depend mainly on physical strength, Doctor Strange relies on knowledge and strategy. His magical abilities create some of the most valuable traits seen in the film. At the same time, his calm personality helps balance the more emotional reaction of other characters. Spider-Man adds youthful energy to the story. Peter Parker is excited to be part of larger adventures, but he is also learning what it truly means to be a hero. His bravery, optimism, and kindness make him one of the most lovable characters in the movie. Even when facing impossible odds, he never stopped trying to help others. The relationship between Iron Man and Spider Man is especially important. Tony Stark acts a mentor to Peter Parker, guiding him while also worrying about his safety. These interactions create some of the film's most emotional moments because they feel genius and relatable. Black Panther, also known as T'Challa, demonstrates what true leadership looks like. He welcomes the heroes into Wakanda and proves support during one of the most important battles in the movie. His wisdom, confidence, and commitment to helping others make him a essential part of the story. Scarlet Witch and Vision provide another emotional storyline. Their relationship adds a personal element to the large conflict. While the universe is facing danger, they are also dealing with their hopes, fears, and difficult choices. These moments remind viewers that behind all the action are creates with real emotions. The Guardians of the Galaxy also play a significant role. Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot, and Mantis bring humor and personality to the film. Their interactions often provide comic relief, but they also contribute emotionally important moments to the story. Gamora is particularly important because of her connection to Thanos. Through her, the audience learns more about the villain's past and motivations. Her storyline adds emotional depth and helps make Thanos more complex than a typical movie villain. Speaking of Thanos, he is one of the most fascinating characters in the entire film. Unlike many villains who seek power, power simply for selfish reason. Thanos geniusly believes he is helping the universe. His actions are cruel, but his motivations are clear. This complexity makes him memorable and help explain why so many people consider him one of the best villains in superhero movie story. According Another thing I appreciate is how the movie respects every character. No one feels completely unnecessary. Even heroes with limited screen time have moments that contribute to the larger narrative. This balance is difficult to achieve in a movie with so many important figures, yet Infinity War manages it remarkably well. By the end of the film, audience feel emotionally connected to almost every major character. We understand their goals, fears, strength, and weakness. This connection makes the story much more powerful because viewers genuinely care about what happens to these heroes. For me, the characters are the heart of Adventure Infinity War. The action is spectacular, the visual effects are impressive, and the story is exciting. But it is the characters and their emotional journeys that make the movie truly unforgettable. This courage, sacrifices, friendships, and determination are what transform Infinity War from a great superhero movie into an extraordinary cinematic experience. Now, let me talk about the direction, filmmaking, and overall executions of Avenger Infinity War because making a movie of this size is a enormous challenge. Bringing together dozen of major characters, multiple storylines, different planets, and one massive conflict could easily have become confusing. However, the directors managed to create a film that feels organized, exacting, and emotionally powerful. One of the first thing that stands out is the confident one of the storytelling. The movie does not spend a lot of time explaining every small detail because it trusts that the audience already know these characters. This allows the story to move quickly and focus on the larger conflict with Thanos. As a result, the movie feels fast from beginning to end. The directors also do an excellent job of balancing different storylines. At any given moment, the movie may switch from Iron Man and Doctor Strange in space to Thor on his personal journey to Captain America and Black Panther preparing for battle in Wakanda. Even though these stories take place in different locations, they always feel connected to the same larger mission. Another impressive achievement is the pacing. Many long movies begin to feel slow in the middle, but War rarely has that problem. There is always sometimes important happening. One scene may contain action while the next focus on character development or emotional conversation. This variety keeps the audience interested throughout the entire runtime. The visual presentation of the movie is also exception. Every location has its own unique identity. Wakanda looks vibrant and advanced. Titan appears mysterious and damaged. The spaceships and alien environment feel futuristic and believable. These details help create a universe that feels alive and expansive. The costume design deserves praise as well. Every hero has distinct appreciations that reflects their personality and abilities. Iron Man's advanced armor looks more sophisticated than ever. Doctor Strange's outfit reflects his mysterious, mystical nature. Black Panther suit represents the advanced technology of Wakanda. These visual details help make every character memorable. Another major strength is the action choreography. Instead of simply showing heroes fighting spectacularly, the movie often combines their powers in creative way. Watching different heroes work together creates some of the most exciting moments in the film. This team-up sequence reminds viewers why the adventures are such a powerful group of characters. The battle sequences are also carefully structured. Each fight has a clear purpose within the story. The action is not included merely for spectacle. It helps develop characters, increasing tension and move the plot forward. The storytelling approach makes the battle feel meaningful rather than repetitive. The cinematography plays an important role in creating atmosphere. Large shoots emphasize the scale of conflict, while close-up shoots capture the emotions of the characters. This balance helps viewers appreciate both the epic nature of the story and the personal struggles of the heroes. The movie's sound design is another underrated strength. Every explosion, magical effect, and powerful act sounds impactful. Combined with the soundtrack, the audience helps create a immersive experience. The audience does not simply watch the action, they feel it. Speaking of the soundtrack, the music perfectly supports the emotional tone of the film. During heroic moments, the score becomes inspiring and uplifting. During dramatic scene, it becomes emotional and reflective. The soundtrack enhances nearly very important moment and helps create a strong connection between the audience and the story. One of the most difficult tasks for the filmmakers was ensuring that every major character remained recognizable and important. With such a large cast, some movies would allow certain characters to disappear into the background. Infinity War avoids this problem by giving most heroes specific goals and meaningful contributions. This balance is one of the film's greatest accomplishments. The movie also demonstrates excellent world building. Instead of focusing only on Earth, the story explores different parts of the universe. These expansions help audience understand the larger scope of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and makes the conflict feel much more significant. Another thing Another thing I appreciate is how the movie respects the intelligence of the audience. It does not simply every conflict or provide easy solutions. Character face difficult decisions, more challenges, and expected consequences. These complexities make the story more engaging and thought provoking. By the end of Infinity War, it becomes clear that the filmmakers achieved something remarkable. They successfully combined action, emotion, character development, humor, suspense, and visual spectacle into a single cohesive story. This level of quality is extremely difficult to achieve, especially in a movie of this scale. For me, the direction and filmmaking are among the biggest reason why Avengers Infinity War remains such a beloved movie. The film is not only entertaining but also incredibly well crafted. Every scene feel purposeful, every character matters, and every moment contributes to a larger story. That attention to detail is what makes Infinity War feel like a true cinematic masterpiece. Now let me talk about the impact that Avengers Infinity War had on audience around the world. Very few movies in history have created the level of excitement and discussion that Infinity War generated. When the movie was released, people from different countries as groups and backgrounds come together to experience the story. It felt less like a normal movie release and more like a worldwide event. One reason of this hug, in fact, was the emotional connection that audience had with the characters. For nearly 10 years, Marvel had been building these heroes through multiple films. Viewers viewers had watching Iron Man grows from a billionaire genius into selfish hero. They had seen Captain America become a symbol of courage and leadership. They had followed Thor journey from a arrogant prince to a wise and powerful warrior. Because of the history, audience cared deeply about what happened to these characters. The anticipation before the movie was enormous. Fans spent years discussing theories, pretending storylines, and wondering how the Avengers would eventually confront Thanos. When Infinity War finally arrived, it had the difficult task of meeting those expectations. Remarkably, the movie succeeds and even exceeded what many fans imagined. Another major reason for the movie success was unpredictability. Man, blockbuster films follow a familiar pattern where heroes face challenges, overcome obstacles, and achieve victory. Infinity War takes a different approach. The story constantly keeps the audience guessing, creating suspense and emotional tension throughout the film. The movie also benefit from its strong emotional storytelling. While there are plenty of spectacular action scenes, the film never forget the human side of the story. Character experience fear, hope, grief, friendship, love, and sacrifice. These emotional make the audience feel connected through the event unfolding on screen. Thor journey is a perfect example of this emotional depth. Throughout the movie, he experiences tremendous pain and loss. Yet instead of giving up, he chooses to continue fighting. His perseverance inspires both the character within the story and the audience watching it. Similarly, Iron Man represents the burden of responsibility. Tony Stark understands the danger facing the universe and constantly worries about protecting others. His determination to stop Thanos become one of the emotional foundation of the movie. Captain America continues to symbolize hope and integrity even when situations appear hopeless. He refuses to stop fighting. His unwavering commitment to doing what is right reminds audience why he remains one of Marvel's most respected heroes. Another aspect that impressed viewers was the scale of the movie. Infinity War tracks audience across multiple planets, civilizations, and battlefields, the Marvel Universe feels larger than even before. Each location is visually distinct and helps create a scene of adventure and discovery. The visual effects receive widespread praise because they help bring this enormous world to life. Characters such as Thanos, Rocket, and Groot look incredibly realistic. The action scene, magically powers, and cosmic environment all contribute to a immersive experience that capture the imagination of viewers. The movie also became a culture phenomenon. People discussed it or social media shared theories, great fan art, and def- debate its ending for a month. Conversations about Infinity War extend far beyond movie theaters. It becomes part of popular culture in a way that very few films achieve. Critics and audience alike praised the movie for the ambitious storytelling, combining dozens of heroes, multiple storylines, and a complex film into the cohesive narrative was a enormous challenges. The fact that the filmmaker managed to accomplish this so actually learn whispered admiration. Another reason Infinity War remains memorable is because it respect the audience intelligence. The film presents difficult choices, normal dilemmas, and emotional consequences without simply simplifying them. The approach gives the story greater depth and encourages viewers to think about themes being explored. Years after this release, Infinity War continues to be discussed, analyzed, and celebrated. New fans discover the movie even every year, while long-time viewers return to appreciate its character, action, and storytelling. The film has maintained its popularity because it offers more than just entertainment. It provides a emotional and memorable experience. For me, the lasting impact of Avenger Infinity War proves how powerful storytelling can be when audience truly care about characters and become invested in their journeys. A movie can leave a lasting impression long after the credits have finished. Infinity War achieved exactly that, making it one of the most influential, memorable, and beloved superhero films even created. Now let me talk about why Avengers Infinity War feels different from many other superhero movies. Most superhero films focus on a single hero or a small team facing a villain. Infinity War takes a larger approach. It tells a story involving dozens of important characters, multiple planets, and a conflict that threatens the entire universe. Despite its enormous scale, the movie still manages to feel personal and emotional. One reason the film feels unique is because it told from a unusual perspective. While the Avengers are still the heroes of the story, much of the movie follows the journey of Thanos. The audience spends a lot of time understanding his goals, motivations, and beliefs. This approach gives the movie a different feeling compared to traditional superhero stories. Thanos believes he is solving a problem. He see himself as someone making a difficult decision for the benefit of the universe. While the audience disagree with his action, understanding his perspective makes him a more compelling character. The complexity is one of the reasons why many people consider him one of the Marvel's greatest villains. Another thing that separates Infinity War from other films is the way it handles consequence. Every decision made by the character has an effect on the story. Action lead to reactions and choices create new challenges. This cause and effect structure makes the narrative feel realistic and engaging. The movie also does an excellent job of exploring different forms of heroism. Iron Man represents intelligence and innovation. Captain America represents courage and leadership. Thor represents pers- perseverance and strength. Doctor Strange represents wisdom and strategy. Spider Man represents optimism and selflessness. Each hero contributes something different to the fight against Thanos. One of my favorite aspects of the movie is the teamwork. No single character can solve the problem alone. Heroes from different backgrounds are different corners of the universe must learn to work together. This cooperation highlights one of the central themes of the film. The great challenges often require collective effort. The relationship between characters are another major strength. The friendship between Iron Man and Spider Man creates several emotional moments. Thor develops a entertaining dynamic with Rocket and Groot. Gamora and Thanos share a complicated relationship that adds emotional depth to the story. These connections make the characters feel real and relatable. The movie structure is also impressive. Instead of focusing one location, the story moves between Earth, Space, Titan, and Wakanda. Each scene contributes something important to the overall plot. Despite these frequent changes, the story remains clear and easy to follow because every storyline is connected to the same central conflict. The regions scenes deserve continued praise because they are both excited and meaningful. The battles are not includes memorably to entrain the audience. They reveal characters' traits, test relationships, and push heroes to their limits. The storytelling approach ensure that the action always serve a large purpose. Another remarkable feature of Infinity War is its emotional balance. The film includes intense action, but it also provides moments of humor, reflections, sadness, and hope. This variety keeps the audience emotionally invested and prevent the story from feeling one dimensional. The visual effect remains some of the best in the superhero genre, from the advanced technology of Wakanda to the magical abilities of Doctor Strange. Every scene looks polished and impressive. These visuals help create a scene of wonder and making the Marvel universe feel believable. The soundtrack contributes greatly to the atmosphere as well. Music enhances dramatic scene, builds suspense, and makes heroic moments feel even more inspiring. A great soundtrack can element a movie, and Infinity War uses music effectively throughout its runtime. Perhaps the most important reason the movie remains popular is because it trusts its audience. The present's difficult themes such as sacrifice, responsibility, loss, and destiny without oversimplifying theme. The maturity allows viewer of different as to find something meaningful in the story even years after it released. Infinity War continued to be praised because it accomplished something incredibly difficult. It brought together a year of storytelling, vision of beloved character, and a massive conflict into one cohesive and emotionally satisfying experience. The achievement alone would be impressive, but the fact that the movie also delivers great action, strong performance, and memorable moments makes it truly special. For me, Avengers Infinity War is a perfect example of what blockbuster filmmaking can achieve when talented storytellers, compelling characters, and ambitious ideas come together. It is exciting, emotional throughout, and unforgettable. A movie that continues to inspire discussions and admiration long after audience have watched it. Now let me talk about the emotional journey of the audience while watching Avengers Infinity War, because very few movies are able to take viewers through so many different emotions in such a short amount of time, from excitement and humor to fear, sadness, hope, and suspense. Infinity War keeps the audience emotionally engaged from beginning to end. At the start of the movie, viewers immediately realize that the story is going to be different from previous Marvel films. The opening scene creates a serious atmosphere and establish Thanos as a threat unlike anything the heroes have faced before. This entirely captures the audience attention and creates a scene of urgency that remains throughout entire film. As the story progresses, viewers experience excitement whenever different heroes meet and interact. For many years, fans dreamed of seeing characters from different Marvel movies share the screen together. Infinity War finally delivers this moment, watching Iron Man work alongside Doctor Strange or seeing Thor interact with Rocket and Groot creates a feeling of excitement and satisfaction for a long time. Humor also plays an important role in the movie. Even during serious situations, characters often make jokes or share light-hearted moments. This humor helps balance the darker aspects of the story and gives the audience opportunity to reflect before the next major challenge arrives. Marvel has always been known for co- co- combining action, the comedy, and Infinity War continues the traditional successfully. However, the movie is not only entertaining, it is also deeply emotional. Many characters face personal struggles throughout the story. Thor deals with grief and loss. Iron Man faces enormous responsibility. Gamora struggles with her connection to Thanos. Vision and Scarlet which confront different choices. These emotion storyline make the audience care about the character and deep level. One of the reason these moments work so well is because viewers have spent years following these heroes. The audience already understands their personalities, relationships, and stories. Because of this emotional investment, every important moment feels more meaningful. The movie also creates a constant scene of tension as Thanos collects more Infinity Stones. The heroes begin to realize how difficult their mission has become. Each new challenges increase the pressure, making the audience wonder whether the Avengers can actually succeed. This uncertainty keeps viewers completely engaged. Another powerful aspect of the film is its exploring of sacrifice throughout the story. Many characters are forced to make painful decisions for the greater good. These choices are rarely easy, and the movie takes time to show their emotional impact. This focus on sacrifice gives the story depth and helps it from more strength forward action film. The action scene contribute to the emotional experience as well because the audience cares about the characters. Every battles feel important. Even heroes are in danger, viewers genuinely worry about what might happen. This emotional connection transforms action sequence from simple entertainment into meaningful parts of the story. Thor's journey is particularly inspiring despite experiencing expressing threatness loss. He continues moving forward. His resilience and determination remind viewers that strength is not only about physical power but also about the ability to keep going during difficult times. Captain America provides another source of inspiration. No matter how challenging the situation becomes, he refuses to abandon hopes. His leadership and courage encourage both the character around him and the audience watching the film. Iron Man represents the burden of protecting others throughout the movie, constantly thinking about the consequences to failure. His dedication and willingness to risk everything for the great good make him one of the most compelling characters in the story. The film soundtrack amplifies these emotions beautifully. Music helps create excitement during action scene, sadness during emotional moments, and suspense during tense situations. The score works together with the performance and visuals to create a truly immersive experience. Another remarkable achievement of Infinity War is how it appeals to different audiences. Some viewers enjoy the action, others appreciate the emotional storytelling, and many are drawn to complex relationship between the characters. The movie offers something for everyone, which is one reason it becomes such a massive success. As the story moves forward, its conclusion, the emotional intensity continues to increase. Every scene feels important because the audience understand what is at stake. The heroes are fighting not only for themselves but for the future of the entire universe. This scene of importance make the climax especially powerful. So guys, overall Avengers Infinity War is a incredible superhero movie filled with action, emotion, suspense and unforgettable moments. The movie brings together heroes like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man and many more in an epic battle against Thanos. What I loved most about this movie is its amazing storytelling, powerful characters, emotional moments, and breathing visuals effect. The movie keeps you interested from beginning to end and leaves a strong impact even after it is over. I would highly recommended this movie to every Marvel fan and anyone who enjoys superhero adventures. For me, Avengers Infinity War is one of the greatest movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's all for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this review, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss any future review and updates. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you in next video. Goodbye everyone.